This may be an unpopular opinion, but I think that the worst politician in Canada is Jagmeet Singh. Not once, not dose, but trace. 3 freaking times Jagmeet Singh had an opportunity to take down the Trudeau government. We wouldn't be here right now. We might not even have tariffs put on us or threatened to be put on us. We would not be spending $5 billion. Maybe we would, maybe we wouldn't. I don't think we would. I don't think Pierre Poilievre would have been spending $5 billion on Ukraine the way that Justin Trudeau just announced. Jagmeet Singh had an opportunity. And so did the Bloc, to be honest, both of them. But specifically, Jagmeet Singh, I think, is the worst freaking politician, man. He's got some weird ties to Khalistani extremism. He's just not a trustworthy guy. He's two-faced. All right, I don't like him. He's sorry, let me get my composure. He still thinks, okay, one shot. Jagmeet Singh still thinks that he can win as prime minister, but that he is still the person to be spearheading the NDP as the leader. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. This is comedy gold. So we're going to take a look at that, but we're going to start off with the polls. But before we do, folks, I want to encourage you guys to hit the like button and subscribe. This is the extra channel, and it would be sweet if you guys showed this one the same love that you have all my other channels. Let's take a look. I know what you're thinking. The polls are fake. They're rigged. I know what you're thinking, but let's just pretend that Jagmeet Singh's portion are not fake and that it's not rigged. Jagmeet Singh is, his party's slated to win 14% of the popular vote. That's not a whole lot. And he's down from like 20 or 30 projected seats down to 11. That's less seats than he has right now, if I am not mistaken. And he's nowhere else on the board. I mean, he's less than 1% likely to be the official opposition, right? So it's not looking good for Jagmeet. But what happened recently? Well, let's take a look here at this article, because he actually thinks, he just said today that he thinks that he's the guy to lead the NDP to victory. You can't make this up.
The next election's going to be about the carbon tax.
Most Conservative MPs
Are you worried about the polls?
didn't have much to say.
All I can say is good morning, folks. Happy to be back. No comments from me today.
But those who did talk before a 6-hour caucus meeting had one clear target: Mark Carney.
We've been consistently concerned about Carbon Tax Carney's failure to provide any transparency to Canadians.
Carbon Tax Carney.
The Conservatives trying to keep their axe the tax lines alive, despite the fact that Carney and Pierre Poilievre have basically the same position on the key issue.
My government will immediately remove the consumer carbon tax.
With Justin Trudeau leaving and the Liberals moving on from the consumer carbon tax, old slogans like this.
And we understand that everything in Canada is broken after 8 years of Trudeau and the costly coalition.
Why won't we have a carbon tax election now?
Don't seem to be working for Pierre Poilievre anymore. Numerous polls had the Conservatives with a 20-plus point lead over the Liberals at the start of 2025. Now, it's single digits.
If they became our 51st state, it would be the greatest thing they could ever do.
Thanks to U.S. President Donald Trump's consistent threats against Canada. But Poilievre's planning to pivot Saturday to a Canada First message at a...
Yes, and he did. But specifically, did I get clickbaited by Global News? Here's the Jagmeet piece. Here's what Jagmeet said.
What Trump, though, is really about, and it is very clear, he is about making Canada the 51st state. That is what he is about. He has made that very clear. We don't need to guess about what his intentions are. He has repeated it. He wants to use economic pressure on Canada to put us in a weak position. He has been very clear. That is what he wants to do. So we need to fight back on what he wants to do. And what does it mean when he wants to make us the 51st state? Well, he wants to privatize our healthcare system, creating billions of dollars for his billionaire buddies. What we would do is change our procurement rules. We need to make sure that if we're spending public money, any public money, that it goes towards Canadian companies, Canadian contracts that hire Canadian workers, particularly unionized workers who are well paid. This is very important. If we spend our public money, it should go to Canadian workers, Canadian jobs, unionized jobs. We also have a lot of infrastructure projects. In those infrastructure projects, we need to require Canadian content. Thinking about steel and aluminum, we make it in Canada. Let us ensure that when we build, we're using Canadian content. We need to have a more resilient economy, one where we sell to more countries. So we need to have better relations with Europe, with Latin America, and in this particular time with Mexico, where we share some similar challenges. But there are many other trading partners, and we need to diversify. We cannot be so vulnerable to the whims of Donald Trump.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that we should be more independent. However, I don't think that Jagmeet Singh is the person to lead the charge on that at all. Jagmeet Singh says he's absolutely the right person to lead the New Democrats into the next election despite the party's drop in support. A recent Ledger poll suggests that the NDP stand at just 14% and that its support would drop to 12% with Mark Carney as the Liberal leader. Recent polling by Ipsos for Global News shows similar numbers, with the NDP sitting at 16%. Singh says both the Liberals and the Conservatives are proposing cuts to federal spending, and he suggests that could include healthcare and dental care programs. He says U.S. President Donald Trump's repeated calls to make Canada the 51st state also pose a threat to the country's universal healthcare system. And he says he will fight like hell to defend public health care. Look, Jagmeet Singh is only fighting for his pension, which he's already qualified for. So he's been recently saying that he's going to call a vote of non-confidence. But he also has been saying that because we're going to get hit with tariffs, he wants to basically do another coalition with the Liberals and put forward a tariff relief package for those that are most affected. That's extremely hard to gauge for those that are most affected, because there's going to be millions of people that are going to be affected by these tariffs. Even if it's just steel and aluminum, hundreds of thousands of people and tens of thousands of people are going to directly lose their jobs because of that. Layoffs have already occurred. So it's going to be extremely messy, more messy, substantially messier than the CERB payments that happened during the blip. And the only way that Jagmeet can put forward this tariff relief package, never mind the messiness involved with the logistics, is if he does a coalition with the Liberals, which means that he can't vote non-confidence, which means that there won't be an election anytime soon, because in order for him to get approval for these tariff relief packages, he has to have another party or the sitting government to work with them. And that's only going to happen if there's a coalition, which means there won't be an upcoming election, not until the scheduled one in October. But again, there's also reasons to speculate that Mark Carney would use emergency powers, which would likely be supported by Jagmeet Singh if the tariffs are still existent by then, to basically postpone the election until no later than September of 2026. So there's a lot of moving parts. Jagmeet Singh is not to be trusted at all. If there's anything Jagmeet wants, it's to stay in power, but that doesn't mean doing what's best for Canada or Canadians. I don't trust Jagmeet. I think he stinks. He reeks of corruption. He reeks of coalition. And that's the reason why I think he is the worst politician in not just Canada, but Canadian history. My opinion, folks. I would absolutely love to know yours. Hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.